I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like.
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think. Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what they think you did to me.
Say tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
Well,
So she's old enough to be an OF model. She's old enough to serve in the military and put her life on the line. She's old enough to be a police officer. She's old enough to be a firefighter. She's old enough to be an X3X worker. Up until a couple years ago, she was old enough to purchase cigarettes over the counter. She's old enough to say she wants plastic surgery. Old enough to have a transition. My point is, at what point do we consider 19 an adult? If you can do all that except for legally purchase alcohol, but it's wrong for a man in his 50s to date this person who is legally able to do all that. And you can throw morality out the window. You can say, oh, it's just wrong, oh, this or that. Okay, maybe morally for you, 50 shouldn't date someone under, the age of 20. But if she's legally considered an adult in every other facet, she's legally old enough to pay taxes, legally enough to own her own house, legally enough to rent a car, legally enough to risk her life and go die for her country. At what point do you say that really it just comes down to your preference and what you want? I'm not saying I would do it, because to me that's gross. I'm 31 and to me 19 is a child. But at the same time, the law says she isn't. And if we're talking about legality here, because it is a lawsuit, a $50 million lawsuit, at what point do you look at Shannon's point of view and go, well, to him, she's an adult, even though she's emotionally and mentally probably a kid, but he didn't break the law here. And now that we know that she lied, in fact, the lawyer blew everything wide open, and Shanon did too. This girl, literally, everything that she accused him of doing to her, she literally asked him to do implicitly over text multiple times, and even went to have relations with him over 100. Admittedly, over 100. He moved to get away from her when he found out, that he was just done with it, tried to separate. She moved to be closer to him. So, in my opinion, she's the pursuer in this, and she's just trying to shake a man down. I think Shanon really needs to seriously sit there and think about what he's going to do from here. His image is destroyed, and even though he's being lied on, he still doesn't look like the better guy in the situation. But at the same time, sounds to me like they had a whole role play thing that worked for them, and I can't fault him for playing along with the game they both created. It takes two to tango here, guys. But let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Shanon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shanon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shanon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shanon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my Uncle Shanon Sharpe. That's right. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny, I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with Uncle Shanon Sharpe on this one. I'm standing with Uncle Shanon Sharpe on this one. But Uncle Shay Shay, no more bunnies after this. Can somebody confirm if he's being accused by snow bunnies or Afro queens? Is Uncle Shanon being accused of snow bunnies or Afro queens? Who can confirm? Does anybody know the race of Uncle Shay Shay's accusers? Are they black or are they white? Are they black? Is this a rice bunny situation? Is this a snow bunny situation? Is this a sand bunny situation? Is this a salsa bunny situation? Teresa Double O. If you have a co-wife, you can fill out my wifey resume. Wifey resumes must come with 2 names on them. Wifey resumes must come with 2 names on them. You know my number. Text messages only. I need to know the race of Uncle Shay Shay's accusers. Was Shanon Sharpe accused by the rice? Was Shanon Sharpe accused by the ice? Was Shanon Sharpe accused by the snow? Was Shanon Sharpe accused by the sand? Or was he accused by the salsa? I'm standing with Uncle Shanon because I don't like when black men get taken down. I got to stand by him. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper, but that's my brother. Black power. Uncle Shanon Sharpe is my brother. I'm standing with Uncle Shanon Sharpe until the facts prove otherwise. That's right. I'm standing with Uncle Shanon Sharpe until the facts prove otherwise.
See, a lot of y'all missing the whole point with this Shanon Sharpe situation. Look, it's not really about if she's wrong, if she's trying to beat him out of some money or not, if he's guilty or not. I mean, I hate to see him in this situation, but that's not the point. The point is, why did he put himself in that position? See, we got to be smarter. See, a lot of people pointing the finger at her saying she tricking off, she wrong, she did. Man, look, he shouldn't have never been in that situation anyway. I mean, come on, 19 years old, 56. What do you guys have in common besides sex? So you just gonna continue to spend all this money tricking off with females who on Instagram or OnlyFans and put yourself in a position to be caught up like that. It's a lot of brothers out here like that with a lot of money. I understand, you can get caught up. There's a lot of great looking females out here. But when you get older, you're supposed to mature through life lessons. Come on, man, let's be real. Y'all never had sex before? Y'all never had a woman with a nice body? You done did that before. And you cannot tell me you done reach 40 years old, 45, And you think it ain't no older women that's 40, 45 that still look good? They all over the place, bro. And they educated. They got something to bring to the table. And they looking for good men like you who can bring something to the table. But y'all falling into the trap. Y'all want stuff that's so easy. All you gotta do is just pay and shit, do whatever you want. You're gonna find yourself 60 years old and by yourself with nobody who you built something with, somebody that really care about you. None of that. You're gonna find yourself in a scenario where you're gonna be in a hotel with one of these females. You're gonna have a heart attack or something. You know what she gonna do? She gonna break up out of there and leave you to die. Because she don't care about you. She only there for the bag. Come on, man. We gotta be smart. We can't make the bag and give it away thinking with the small head, and she thinking with her head. So she gonna outthink you every time. Because she thinking up here, you thinking down here. You got a one-track mind. Nail her. That's it. That's the lesson behind all this here. Man, look, it ain't got nothing to do with if she's guilty of trying to beat this man or not. Or if he raped her or not, or whatever, all these allegations that she throwing out there. It's bigger than that, because it's a life lesson for us. Some of you guys gonna run into some money. What you gonna do with it? Some of you guys got money right now. What, you gonna continue to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars with Instagram and OnlyFans females? Are you out your mind? That's money, man, you can put back in your community where you come from and help some people. You can help some kids go to college. You can help some people start a business. You can show some people with something, that can change their life with that money. That's the point in this. That's the point. I said this in the video, but a lot of people ain't getting it. They think I'm trying to tear Shanon Sharpe down. People saying that that's the problem with the brothers now. We knocking each other. Man, this ain't got nothing to do with knocking him. This about us waking up and doing the right things. We got to be smarter.
This is Shanon Sharpe, ex-football player, very popular podcast commentator, and he also has a problem. See, Shanon Sharpe was just accused of forcing someone to watch Netflix with him. If you don't know what that means, look in the comments. Now, to make matters worse for Shanon, that same person is suing him for $50 million. But it just keeps getting worse for Shanon Sharpe, because the person that's suing him's lawyer, we're going to call the person that's suing him G. So G's lawyer, his name is Tony Busby. That's not good, because Tony Busby is famously all about the dollars. For those of you that don't recognize the name, he's the same guy that sued Jay-Z, that sued Diddy for the same thing, making people watch Netflix with him. Now, suing Jay-Z and Diddy did not go well for Tony. In fact, Tony kind of ended up looking bad after that. But Tony's response was, so where the money at, Shanon? Shanon said, I got good news, I got bad news. Good news is, I got a client named G, she wants to sue you. Shanon said, then what's the bad news? Tony said, oh no, it's the same news. It's just good for me and bad for you. Now, I need you to listen closely. Tony having this conversation with Shanon happened before the news came to light. And celebrities obviously don't want this type of information to come out. True, not true, don't matter. You look bad, your dollars start to dwindle. So Tony basically telling Shanon, make us an offer and maybe everybody doesn't have to hear about this. Shanon did not make the right offer. Shanon allegedly offers $10 million. Clearly wasn't enough, because Tony tells the world G is suing Shanon Sharpe because he forced her to watch Netflix. And here's where things start to get wicked. Shanon Sharpe comes out and says, cap, almost immediately. And an all-out war begins. See, the battle of public opinion nowadays is almost as important as the legal battle itself. Where you think about Shanon Sharpe matters. If everyone thinks he did it, his career's over. So now you're the jury, and now you start hearing facts. Tony tells you, by the way, everybody, there was a 30-year age gap. I just thought you should know. Girl was like 19, Shanon was around 50. Heads up. Shanon says, okay, well, first of all, Tony Busby trying to blackmail me. Heads up. Second of all, the relationship between me and G was consensual. Tony says, okay, but as soon as the relationship stopped being consensual and she says stop, you kept going. More specifically, Shanon would get verbally abusive. He knew where her house was. And while Shanon and G were watching Netflix together one time, she told him, look, you gotta stop. He did not stop.
Shanon says lies. And by the way, her name is... He drops her real name, which I don't think you're supposed to do. She tried to file this lawsuit anonymously. Shanon said... Anyway, here are the texts that she sent me, and here are the texts that I sent her. He drops pages of texts that they sent between each other, basically trying to show that they had a consensual relationship, and some of their Netflix watching was rough. Now, I'm not gonna get into the specifics of these messages, but boy, let me tell you, one of them read. Let me just tell you one. It said, "Hey, Shanon, you know I charge $25K for each cheek." Shanon with it. He said, "Hell yeah." Matter of fact, let me tell you another one. It said, "Shanon, put a..." Boy, here, let me just write it in the notes app for you. Okay. Tony said, Shanon said, "Furthermore, I know you planning on releasing a video of me, so when you release the video, Tony, make sure you show the whole video. Because listen closely, Shanon Sharpe says Tony and Gabby have a video clip of Shanon looking pretty rough. But Shanon said, look, if you see the whole video, it's not going to be as bad as it seems." Tony says, "Or what if I release this?" Tony releases an audio clip of Shanon and G having a conversation. And it's weird. It's basically G saying Shannon's trying to manipulate her and Shanon telling her not to use that word or he's gonna choke her. But it's difficult because in court, Shannon's gonna say, "That's how we talk, that's how we play." She's gonna say the opposite. Basically, everything you're gonna hear is Shanon saying he was rough but consensual. G and Tony saying Shanon was rough, consensual, then not consensual. And if it's not consensual once, you'll face consequences. At least you should.
No 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're discussing the very trendy topic, which is this Shanon guy. You know, that famous podcaster who was a former athlete, Hall of Fame athlete and all of that. He's an American person anyways. So now the whole trend is amid this whole scandal and our allegation against him by a certain young girl who is 21 years old, and he is a 58-year-old man who has been in a 2-year-long situationship / relationship with this young girl. He met the girl apparently at the age of 19. They started out their relationship and all of that. There have been so many mixed reactions and opinions about the situation, mostly because of the receipts that Shanon released when this allegation was brought to light, when it came to the public notice. So initially the girl, of course, she's accusing him of that but he decided to release their history of communication, text messages that he has had with these particular girl rather. And honestly, I don't really think it's a good idea what he did. You know, I don't think that was the right move. By the end of the day, it was right as well, in the sense that it showed that she knew what she was getting into, all right? But at the same time, it also still exposed his dark side, who he is, that many of us really should not even be open to seeing, if you know what I mean. Because this is a grandpa. He's a man that apparently is well respected in the States, at least in that his community. He's well respected and all of that. So it's actually really sad to see this particular scenario. I think for him, he has no business being with a girl that young. He has absolutely no business being with a girl that young. Whatever dark, sick fantasy he has, it's not normal. He should work on that. He should try to get help on that. And for the girl, life shouldn't be that fast. I feel like young girls should have been younger. I've been that age before. Should try not to be that fast, because when you try to be fast, when you try to have things doing with this kind of man, you want the high life, you want the fast life, there's always a consequences. There's always a consequence. There's a price to pay. It's never free. You see these girls that come on social media, they take a picture, other young girls be like, oh my god, they're having this man fun over them, these men are buying them these luxury items, which recently realized that it's actually not that expensive, you know, as people think it is. You're just buying a brand, which is obviously, there's nothing wrong with that as well. But then what these girls have to go through in order to be able to get this men to spend on them and give them all those things, it's not worth it at the end of the day. Your integrity, your sanity, yourself as a human being is priceless. You can never put a price tag on yourself, no matter how much you think this person is spending on you, no matter the kind of life that you feel like this person is giving you. You are still far more, you're priceless, basically. All right, your price is still higher than billions and millions that you think these men have, and they know. Okay, they are not stupid. So now here is this girl that probably at the beginning she thought, oh, this well-to-do man, very mature man, very wealthy, he can spoil her because she's young, she's youthful, you know. She probably thought, oh, she can just, you know, deal with him, you know, because I don't think OF can give that kind of money. You know, OF can actually expose her to the kind of life that this man Shanon was willing to give her, you know. So she thought, oh, okay, she's in an old man sugar baby situation, which is, by the way, still sex work. But then I think with her, obviously this is definitely a shakedown. It's a shakedown, and I do not feel any pity for Shanon. Okay, you know, with everything, every human being always have moments of soberness, moments where we feel like, oh, we should not be doing this. You get what I mean? So if you look at the text message, there are some times where she would say certain things like, oh, she doesn't want to be choked. Even from the conversation that they have, you can tell that this is not even, she's too young to be having a conversation with him. He's too young to be having a conversation with her. There is nothing to converse about. It's just strictly, you see the pauses in between those conversations. It's quite like yuck, you know what I mean? Ew. So maybe in those moments she probably thought, oh, she doesn't want to do this. But then again, once the soberness clears out of your head, you go back to, you know, those your desires. You want the fast life. You'll have to then go back again and deal with the situation, which, by the way, I am in no way I don't think she's a victim. She's not a victim. I just think she's one of those young girls that are just fast. Their eyes are out. Their eyes are bright. They want big things. They've always, like, those young people that just want to live the fast life, so to speak. And she knew what she was getting into. And now it's an opportunity for her to cash in and cash in big. So she's on the street. She's a shark. And Shanon too, obviously, he's not an innocent person as well. But I don't think he was expecting this girl who is so young, who is, you know, he has been doing all these crazy things too, fulfilling his greatest animalistic desires. He never thought that this girl would have the ability to shake him down like this, at least at this level. You know, there are also alleged reports. There are reports of other alleged lawsuits where he has settled. So I don't think it's something that he is new to. And I believe there's another alleged, another one as well, where they said he tried to settle this particular young lady behind for like 10 million or so, but she said no, because the lawyer believed that they can get way more. So she chose to, you know, get way more. So yeah, that's it really. I think what everybody just needs to know is that if you're a young girl, a young boy who has been living your 9 to 5, and you've just been living your life and doing your thing, do not allow this social media life to pressure you. Hold on tight to your integrity, to your work ethic. Do your job, do your business, earn a living, and live your life, life of peace. You can still afford to have amazing experiences. You don't have to sell yourself to people to take advantage of. You don't have to sell yourself to people to take advantage of you just because you want to have access to certain lifestyle. It is not that important. It's all vanity upon vanity. Okay, you can budget, you can save some money, you can many ways to earn extra income that can gain you some experiences. You don't need to spend thousands, millions of dollars or whatever currency just to wear certain designer clothes, bags or shoes for people to look at you, because I don't see why you would need to do that just for you to look beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're handsome. You can thrift. There are so many ways you can live your life. You don't need to spend thousands on injections or whatever if you cannot afford it, or plastic surgery if you cannot afford it. You can go to the gym if it's something that can be done with discipline. You can still get the body you want. There are things you can do and seek happiness. In my opinion, I feel like spending top dollar on experiences is far better than spending hundreds of thousands on actual physical products that the value is not even going to be there. Okay, cars and all of that, but the experience you get to share with either share with people, or even the experience that you experience by yourself, it will always remain with you. It will add to you. It makes you a more interesting person. All right, you can afford to buy. You can buy a house working 9 to 5. There are many things you can do working 9 to 5. That's why when people glorify entrepreneurship and all of that, entrepreneurship is good. All right, you can have it as a side hustle. You can be dedicated to it, but the truth is that it's not easy. The tension involved in it, the anxiety, especially if you don't have any other source of income, if that is your only source of income, the anxiety day in, day out to ensure that you're making this money, you're meeting your monthly targets, your quota, so that you can be able to continue to afford your lifestyle. It's not easy. But with 9 to 5, if you've gotten to a place whereby you're able to earn a good amount of money, you can at least know each month, this is what is coming in. Each month, you know how much is guaranteed for you to come in. You know how to plan your life, And you can also have that same cushion to still have a side hustle, which could be a business in this case. So social media tries to make everything look glam, everything look exquisite, but they'll never tell you the shadow of those things that are being glamorized. They will never want you to see it. They will never want you to see the sweat, the tears, the anxiety medications they're popping because you're a business owner, the stress that you have to endure, Then with all these girls and boys that are looking fly, buying this and that, they never show you how they're sleeping on couches, how these houses are not theirs. They never show you how they're being humiliated by their sugar daddy and all of that. So please, everyone, this is just a cautionary tale for everyone, including myself. Each time you think you're not doing well in life, each time you feel like you're not where you want to be, just because you feel like you open your social media and see these people living a very luxurious, quote unquote, luxurious life, extremely amazing life. You think they're so perfect. Remember that there's a price they paid for that, because it's not their hard work. They are aligning themselves with someone to be able to have access to that life. So always remember that they will have to pay. The same way those people paid to have that life that they have, that they're living, the people who are attaching themselves to those men or big men, big women, they also have to pay something to be able to have a piece of that life. You know what I mean? So guys, leave your comments in the comment section below. Let's keep it respectful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. And also, yeah, before we go, subscribe, like, comment, and if you like this kind of content from me, just let me know. See you guys. Bye.